What's up, Cowboy folks? Welcome into another episode of the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We got Pickens things. We got Quentin things. We are in a good vibe right now, getting ready to play a bad football team on Sunday. Let's get ready. Meow. Welcome in, everybody. It is the DLLS Cowboys podcast, and we are all here and ready to rock. We've been talking about George Pickens lately, so has Jerry Jones, so has Brian Schottenheimer. Clarence is going to attempt to turn the entire Cowboy fan base against me here in about 15 minutes. Really looking forward to that. That's going to be great. It is a whiteboard Wednesday. How many games the Cowboys going to win the rest of the way? That's going to be the topic of the whiteboard Wednesday. Let's get this thing cooking. We'll start getting ready for the Eagles as well. They're not a good team, so that's good. My name is Jeff. Can I give you something messy? And I'm next to former Cowboy Jesse. Wide receiver Jesse Holley.
You know I'm Captain Messy.
Messy Jesse.
Next to Jesse is the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Clarence Hill.
A couple of questions. Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys, and how you doing?
I was confused because I thought you weren't going to say who you were.
That's great.
Next to Clarence is the second greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Ali Jawad.
I thought you was about to get in your bag, John. I thought you was about to get in your bag, John. You had drop, and then you went to the.
Hey. Tote Cowboys, you freaks get away early at 10:15. He's number 6 because you guys are here at 10:15. These people are happy. That's one thing I noticed. When the Cowboys win, people are excited. That's why I was like 2 weeks ago, like everybody's dauber was down.
Yeah, but also viewership does fine when they do poorly also. People like to rage with us.
No, I'm just talking about the excitement, though.
Yeah.
And I just noticed being at the airport, seeing Cowboy fans,
yeah.
They're excited. I know personally, after that Georgia-Texas loss, I was down. And I didn't want to talk. I went to Vegas. I didn't want to talk to nobody. Yeah. When your team loses, you don't want to see nothing. When your team wins, people are excited.
Yeah.
You're excited. Look at Jesse's happy.
You think it's funny he brought that up? What happened
to you? About?
What just happened to you?
What was funny?
I'm just laughing. I'm excited.
That's all.
I'm just
excited. It's a good move. We got good things to talk about.
No, I just love when you jump right in. We're trying to start the show.
Hey,
I just love
a lot of false starts.
It's only just because it's you. It's just because it's you.
We're on a script. We got to have a script.
We're
not a script team.
No, but that's what I'm just like. We're trying to get into it,
But I'm getting into it. This ain't getting into it. Talking about how the excitement of the fan base.
I'd like to apologize to the people. I request that you hit the like button on the way in, but I would like to apologize to the people. I brought a different energy drink today, and when you tear off to open it, it tears off the directions. So Clarence asked me after he'd already made his drink. He said, "You just do 2 squeezes," and I said, "Clarence, you do 1 squeeze." And now Clarence is going to be a little hype, and so we're just going to have to deal with that.
They're tightening the reins around here, man. We got to get.
So Jerry talked about keeping all of the good players together, and I was happy that he was honest about how it is possible to have the 3 highly paid defensive tackles. You could pay George Pickens. We could keep all of this together moving forward. We could have all of this together moving forward, and that has become a story, is George Pickens. Will he be here long term? Can he be here long term? How is that going to look? And so we got Schotty asked about it. Yesterday, we had Schotty talking about George Pickens. And you'll be shocked to know if he would like to have George Pickens on his football team or not. Because the answer is yes. He said yes, he would like to have George Pickens here long term.
Really? Where's the shocker?
Oh, you guys weren't surprised by that?
Oh,
you thought that maybe you expected that?
That's the man that said he lays in bed at night thinking about those two. What?
Wow.
Did he not say that?
Wow.
Did he not say it?
I think he did, yeah.
He said it into a mic.
You keep repeating it.
Yeah.
The
know,
man
That's
said
the worst we've heard.
You're turning something negative that he's laying in bed at night dreaming about his play. I mean, turning something negative.
That's not negative. I'm
No,
saying
chill. Didn't Jerry say he thought about Dez in the shower?
Yes, he did say that. Yeah. And he also, Jerry said some other stuff too.
I'm saying
Jerry got some interesting scouting reports on players.
yeah, he did.
What about when he was with Jay before? Was that Jay?
That's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, he got
No,
some scouting
I'm not
reports.
saying it as a negative. I'm saying that to Jeff's point, I'm not surprised. This is a man who thinks about what he could do with those two type of receivers in his offense.
Yeah.
So yes, I know he wants him here.
I guarantee you that Eberflus used to lie in bed dreaming at night about what he could do with Michael Parsons and his defense too.
See why you want to do that? We just talked about this. Everybody's in a good place right now. The
Negative.
momentum is going the right
I
direction.
just said every time I dream it.
The momentum is going the
You've been
right
waiting to use that
direction
one, haven't you? You've been
right
waiting.
now. So, Clarence, George Pickens, when we start playing football next season, will have a star on his helmet?
No.
Ooh.
Why y'all oohing about it?
Now that's
Because you can't have a guy go for 1,500 yards and tell your fan base we're going to win a bunch of games and
There's
then let
only
him.
so much pie.
No.
There's only so much pie.
No.
Pie. There's so much
No,
pie.
don't pie me.
Pie.
No.
And again, George Pickens gonna get $35 million on the market, right?
I believe so. Unless something gets derailed. Because, George is. Yeah, I think so. George is the most entertaining player in the NFL
Listen,
because the physical things he can do and has been doing are great. That's fun to watch. Plus, there's the added element of you have no idea what he's going to do when a play ends.
Mm-hmm.
He is the most entertaining player in the NFL. Jerry can't let that go. You can't let when you get everything you could possibly dream of by making a trade for a big time player. And if you don't think the 3 jersey, George Pickens on pace for 1,500 yards. Let's say he gets there. You don't think that Jerry?
don't bring up the 3. We got in trouble with that 3 last week. The 88, the 88.
The 88s are already in circulation. We've saturated the market with the 88s. The 3s are not mass circulated yet.
Okay.
You can't get rid of the dude that's going to be selling the most jerseys. Can't do it. Jerry can't do that. I can't get rid of one of my best players. Jerry can't get rid of the dude who's going to be selling the most jerseys.
And we're gonna get in. We're gonna probably we will never end this conversation. But I tweeted the other day, and I don't know if you guys got how much y'all got into it the last couple of days, but is Pickens a bad influence on CD? We're gonna blame Pickens for CD being out.
I'd never heard of CD getting in trouble for anything like
point
that
up
before.
until now.
Blame is not the word. What I prefer to say is I admire their dedication to staying connected together.
Is that whatever?
CD was like, "Oh, you gonna make a poor decision tonight? Maybe, allegedly." I'm with you because that is what brothers do.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
So, technically the answer is yes, but also they're great at football. Whatever.
we all been there, There's
Michael
always,
Irvin probably didn't sleep.
There's always one guy who gets blamed for everything. Oh, y'all, you the troublemaker, huh? So when somebody, he got you in trouble, right? You're that one guy that. I've been that guy, right? I get talking in class.
You
right?
are that guy.
I was talking to class like, teacher, I'm not talking about Clarence. I'm talking to him, but they're only talking because you're talking, right? There's always one guy who gets blamed, right? And I know as soon as this happened to families, Pickens got the reputation from Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pickens is the reason why CD got in trouble.
Can I interject there? I don't think anyone not named Captain Thunder in the chat will be mad at George Pickens for it because I think George Pickens currently exists in the newly elevated space, and you can't really do wrong when you're in that space. Once you've been the dude for long enough, they'll start bringing you down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, people will start talking about CD. How come he didn't have 140 yards? Like, he'd been up long enough. It's time to start chipping away. George is newly ascended. He can do no wrong. Like, people are just going to be like, what? You can't sit him the first. What if we lost the game? Because you didn't put the best player on the field.
Well, that's just the crazy part is because
That'd be crazy.
if they lose the game, this story is after the whole week they've been through, all the emotion, we're playing for Neyland, then your 2 best offensive weapons get bits for undisciplined things. And if they lose that game, oh my God. Where it's a referendum on shots. It's referendum on everything. But once you win, we can laugh it off. It's it's funny.
I do think the hard part is for like Jerry Jones to have an opinion on anything like this when he just over and over is like, yes, my favorite player to have ever worn this uniform is Michael Irvin.
Right.
Did they have Clarence probably helped him sneak out at training camp.
Most definitely drove. He most definitely
drove.
Probably the driver.
He most definitely
Get
drove.
us out with the media pass.
There's a Clarence Hill credit card on file for some hotel.
You know,
Where he was the two man. They ran a two man.
Listen, and Michael been telling his own stories. He gonna tell his own stories. But I remember one time I was at the Super Bowl. He was working for one of the networks, and he told me to come with me to keep him out of trouble. Right?
That's a good plan. You're the right guy for the job.
You know how hard it is to keep Michael out of trouble.
Probably impossible.
Because he brings you in, you know, like what Pickens did to see. Just brings you in.
Yep.
He brings you down with him.
Yep.
Just brings you down with him. We was in New Orleans on Bourbon. It just brings you into all these places that you wouldn't normally
you would definitely
go.
not.
Like,
You
would never
Because
do this
you weren't tugging away from Michael. You weren't
trying
you
to
weren't
keep
tugging
away.
away from
I was
Michael.
trying
Like,
to
no,
take
I
it
don't
back.
want to go in there.
I was
No,
gonna-
not another drink. I don't want that drink.
No. Get off of me.
Yeah.
Woman.
Well, he's not a woman. He's a man.
I was not talking about him.
That's a breaking news story in itself. You and Mike were doing.
Not talking about
Captain Thunder's in the super chat, and we always appreciate when Captain Thunder comes around, brings balance to the show. He said, call out Gambling George and Lion Lamb. Now the truth has been barked up about their Red Rock night. Shame on them. Mr. Jones pays them well. Be better. I think that's a great point from Captain Thunder. I like that Captain Thunder now responds to himself. Great stuff, Captain. Love when you post here. So clearly he thought he had two accounts.
Then he had another one.
And another super chat. Excellent point, Clarence. It's an awful look on Schotty. Team suffering with loss and those two out gambling / barfing. Disrespectful. Schotty Country Club. But Schotty doesn't run a country club as much as I would because I'd be like, looky here, you two. I have to do something, but I don't know what yet. Now get the jersey on and go score a touchdown. He took the two best players off the field for a drive, and they punted real quick.
Listen, guys.
I don't have it in me.
One of the greatest players,
Running
and
gassers.
one of the greatest coaches in NFL history was Bill Parcells.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Lawrence Taylor showed up to a game at the start of the second quarter. Hear what I'm saying to you. Lawrence Taylor forgot that he had a Sunday night football game.
That happens to me.
I'm going to say allegedly, he was so high, he forgot he had a Sunday night football game, was driving to get something to eat, and recognized that the stadium lights were on, and there were a lot of cars in the parking lot.
I guess we didn't have cell phones, so there's no way to hit
No,
them.
no cell phones back then. And
Didn't have David Wells to go get him either.
drove to the stadium. The game was just about to start the second quarter. Finished with 2 sacks.
Yeah, where you going to finish with 2 sacks?
That's Lawrence
And of course,
Taylor.
or the famous story about, Bill Belichick was defense coordinator, and he complained to Parcells about.
I told that one yesterday.
Lawrence Taylor been
Yeah.
late to meetings. Why you start the meeting before you get there?
There was one.
Why would you start the meeting before he gets there? Then he wouldn't be late.
Then Jimmy cut a guy for falling asleep in a special teams meeting, and then a reporter asked him, "What if Troy was doing that?" He was like, "Simple. I would have gone back there and woken him up."
Yeah.
No, he said give him a pillow.
Yeah.
He said give him a pillow. Give him a pillow.
It's a little different.
It's different,
Some
man.
players
it's
are a
different
little
with
different.
George, because it's like the way they just laugh George off. He like when he go over the edge, like the attitude. Yeah, just don't go over the edge. Well, where's the edge? And we keep moving the goalposts and where the edge is.
Dak was great being asked about the George Pickens experience, where like he can't even not smile, and it's just like he's one of a kind.
Well,
You just say he's
He's
George.
different. He's different.
It's interesting because
Better be.
Schotty has been very open, telling us things. And early in the year, we were asking about George and said, well, he always don't show up to things during the week. He said that
Right.
in meetings. But yeah, we love him on Sunday, So they understood that there's some things you got to live with.
There's a George on every football team, meaning not a player like George, but a player like George.
But a player like George.
On every football team and every sport.
It's going to be a lot of fun when they start talking about, are they going to extend him? Are they going to tag him? And Jerry starts doing what he does. Although I don't know who he's going to use anymore.
He needs to be a better leader. He needs to show up for off-season programs. We pay a guy. He has to be a leader, right?
That's right.
Can't be late to meetings.
Yep. And if they're not giving him a long-term extension, we know how the playbook goes. He will not be showing up to things. And Jerry, but now he's not a leader. And we'll be like, all right, here we go. Fire it up. It is the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We're happy you're here. Please hit the like button while you're here. You know, it gives us good positive momentum for the show. Coming up next here on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Oh, yeah, Clarence is planning to turn the fan base against me with a question. And you guys will thoroughly enjoy that. I'm sure it's next.
My good buddies over at Monarch, don't let the financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use the promo code DLLS and you can get 50% off your first year at Monarch. All you gotta do is go to monarch.com, use the promo code DLLS. And this isn't any other financial app. It is named the best budget app of 2025 by Wall Street Journal, Forbes best app for couples, named to the CNBC type fintech companies of the world. You don't want money. And then when you make a lot of money, when you're like Jeff and you make a bunch of money and the money's just coming in from all angles, money from over here, money from over there, sometimes you spend recklessly. It's coming in quick and it's going out even quicker. This financial command center gets you straight. They get all the things in place. They get it, where's going to savings, where's going to over here to your 401k. It gets you right. You want to have this at the palm of your hand because they have an app for it. So head over to monarch.com, use the promo code DLLS and get 50% off your first year of Monarch.
I'd also like to shout out our friends at Factor Meal Kits. If you're like me, if I have to go to the grocery store, I refuse to push the cart. That's just doing too much. So I'm a basket man. If I'm a basket man, I can only get about a day and a half worth of groceries. It's not a lot of fun. So I like to let Factor Meal Kits handle it all for me. The beauty of it is it's like you went there and picked out whatever you want because of the variety, the nutrition, all of the goodness you get. Let Factor Meal Kits worry about all this stuff for you. They can help you support your wellness goals. You get all that variety for your weekly meal options, including they got premium seafood choices at no extra cost. They got you squared away. Lots of things if you're just looking for, man, I really want to be nutritious. They get you squared away. Eat smart at factormeals.com/DLLS50 off. Use the code DLLS50 off. You get 50% off your first box and free breakfast for 1 year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. I'm just going to step out of the way because Clarence Hill, before the show started, announced, he said, you know what I want to do today? I want to see if I can get people mad at you, Jeff. I want to see how mad I can get people. Or maybe you just asked a question, and I know it's going to make people mad.
Don't make us walk off again.
That's not what happened. And we got to stop. I'm like Schotty. Sometimes I lay at night dreaming about you guys, okay?
Oh, nice.
I
do the same.
You just said Schotty lays up at night dreaming about Pickens and CD.
Don't dream about me, bro.
Pause.
I'm just saying.
You have my blessing.
I lay up at night dreaming about the show.
You have my blessing.
Segment for the show, things about the football, things that we can talk about. We all do that.
Could have said that first.
That's what I'm. Yeah, you are the show, or you guys not the show.
I get it, but you said you dream about us.
Yeah.
Well, I got to do something to keep your attention. But the Micah Parsons trade will never die, right? We're never going to stop talking about the Micah Parsons trade. I don't care how much you guys say, let it go, move on. The Cowboys aren't moving on. Jerry aren't moving on. Jerry's
especially when you keep popping up in every city with Michael. Never mind.
Yeah, that's true.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just hang out. You just hang out with the Parsons family.
That's
your
Parsons.
friends.
They're bringing up the fact that Micah Parsons' mom was in Vegas, and they continue to make trips.
Denver.
You're posting pictures hanging out with Micah's mom. We're not creating this story.
We're not making this up.
She was at a Cowboys event, fan event in Vegas because she had a lot of Cowboy fans. She had a Green Bay Packers jersey on.
Yep.
But she still hangs out with our Cowboy fan base, and I saw her out, and I took a picture. Me and some friends took a picture with her. That was it.
Yep.
It's the fourth picture.
We're not accusing anything else. We're just saying that's part of the reason the trade can't die is because you're hanging out with everybody.
We're never going to let this go. Just like Jerry won't let the 90s go. We won't let Jerry and Jimmy go. We won't let the Herschel Walker trade go. We're gonna talk about these things forever because they're part of their franchise-altering events. And I think that now that Quentin Williams here, who's a beast, he is a beast. And we saw that Monday night. We have to include that part of Micah Parsons' trade. And my question to Jeff, and question to the panel is, and of course you football experts, you see him as, would you rather have a dominant DT or dominant edge rusher?
Clarence, I think that's a great question. Y'all go ahead.
Oh, he asked you the question. He said Jeff.
He asked me the question?
He said Jeff.
Clarence, I think it's a great question. One that people ponder a lot. Yeah. One of those questions that is very football, and it's a good question.
But?
And trying to drill people down on an answer, I think, is irresponsible. Because where I come from, I believe in living in a place of gratitude. You're not going to get me to try to tear down George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb or say words that could be construed as tearing down one of those men. Because what I like is the good players. And I think Quinnen Williams is a wonderful player. And I think that he helps everybody around him on this defense, and I'm so happy he's here. Forgot the question, though.
Would you rather have Quinnen Williams or Micah Parsons on your team?
You know, and that's really a great question that you ask. And I appreciate you asking it because somebody's got to ask the tough questions.
And I would say this, that every time that they talk about Quinnen Williams, they don't just talk about his play, they talk about his character. The type of guy he is. Remember Schotty yesterday? They have to inject the type of man and person. I mean, Schotty couldn't talk about his sex before talking about what kind of man he was.
Yeah, that's nice.
And type of person he was. Yeah. You know what they're doing. You know what they're doing.
Well, they also, after the game, Jerry also was like, now Max Crosby, now that is a guy who impacts the game. Like he's constantly going at Micah because he's a bitter old guy. And so I just want to congratulate you. I thought that was a good question you asked.
That's all?
That you haven't answered yet.
If I was the GM of the Cowboys, I don't think you have to go accumulate extra first-round picks in order to trade a first-round pick and a second-round pick to get a dominant player. I think you could just trade for that player. And then this team would have Micah Parsons and Quinnen Williams, and we'd be having a great time.
So the answer to your question is
okay. So I'd rather have Micah Parsons than Quinnen Williams, but that's just going to get people mad at me.
Okay.
Why would you rather have Micah Parsons than Quinnen Williams?
I mean, I think part of it is, and maybe you could take this one either way. The NFL, they tell you what they value by what they pay people. And dominant defensive tackles make really good money. The dominant pass rushers make a little more. I think Micah Parsons is probably one of the three best not playing quarterback players in the National Football League. But I don't want to say it out loud because for whatever reason, still acknowledging after he's gone how good Micah Parsons is at the sport is like, move on, who cares? If I have to pick between them, I would say I'd rather have Micah Parsons on my football team than Quinnen Williams. Now, if your general manager is a goofy and trades away Micah Parsons for no reason, I am very thankful that he gave up most of what he got for that, depending on where the picks fall, to instead say, okay, I'm not dominant there anymore. Let me get dominant here. Because I do think having a dominant interior presence is massive for your defense. It's massive. I think Quinnen Williams can have a similar impact to what Micah did, just from a different place and in a different way. And I don't want to answer it that way. I should have just done the Cowboy Homer answer and lied to people and said I would rather have Quinnen. He's better. We're better. We got a little extra pie. But yeah, Quinnen's awesome. I'm glad he's here.
I'm just thinking about like numbers wise, right? The highest paid interior defensive lineman in the league is Chris Jones at $37 million a year, followed by Milton Williams, who just got a big contract this year, $26 million. Then you have Zach Allen, $25 million. Nnamdi Amadubike, 24 and a half.
Good job.
And then Aleem McNeil at $24 million. So those are your top five looking numbers. And we already know what the number one edge rusher in the league is getting right now. And
47 and 40 and 38.
So there's a big difference. There's a $17 million difference.
And you know what I see and what I hear when you read those numbers? Quinnen Williams going back to the drawing
Well,
board.
Quinnen Williams,
Quinnen Williams is better than everyone.
Quinnen
else.
Williams-
He's better than all of them.
Because like Chris Jones, don't get me wrong, super dominant. Chris Jones, I think, is on the tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
And Quinnen Williams is not. Quinnen Williams is in the prime of his career.
Quinnen Williams is tied right now for 6th with Derek Brown at $24 million.
Quinnen Williams going back to the negotiating table.
Yes, he gonna want some
As
money.
he should.
As he should.
He gonna want some money.
And honestly, depending on how the rest of this season goes, he might be at the table this offseason.
Man, what?
I mean, in game 1, he had a sack and a half. If this is going to be the approach, I mean, if he finishes out in the last 6-7 games of this season, and you're talking about him having another 6 sacks at the tail end of this thing, and this defense jumps from being 31st to 22nd-ish, right? If it gets under 20, if it gets in the teens, a huge part of that is going to be on the shoulders, backs, legs, arms, head, shoulders, knees, and toes of Quinnen Williams. I mean, who's to say that he doesn't walk in there and go, yeah, guys, you saw what I can do, right? And I know you're talking to the other guy on the other side of the ball, number 3, but you saw what here's the numbers before I got here.
And I made it to curfew.
Great guy.
My character is intact.
Great guy.
But here are the numbers before I got here. Here are the numbers now after I got here.
Yep.
And I guarantee you, Jesse is not going. I'm not Jesse. Oh, excuse me. Jerry is not going to diss Nicole Lynn.
Boy, I think that's
That's sexist.
presumptuous guarantee.
Huh?
It wouldn't shock me if
I
he did.
bet he. I don't know who that is. I bet he knows who Nicole Lynn is.
Well, I know he knew who David Mulugeta was, and he still said
I
it.
bet he won't public to say he don't know who Nicole Lynn is.
We'll see.
Well, our chat looks like they disagree that they'd rather have Quinnen over Micah.
Of course they would.
I knew that. That's why I didn't want him to ask me.
But and that, I was going to say that because that's the beauty of Jerry.
Jerry
got the
tore
fan
Micah
base.
down, and people
he got
bought
the
it.
fan base against Micah, that Micah's bad, and so everybody's like, I'd rather have Quentin. I'd rather have Quentin. You Twitter same way. Everybody, Quentin. You know, the Cowboys won the Micah trade now because of Quinnen Williams, and that's how Jerry. We talked about it before the show. How Jerry sells and sells and sells. And now, like, look Jerry Cook. Look what Jerry got a top 3 receiver in Pickens. He traded for him. He got Quinnen Williams. Jerry's making this thing happen. And we forget they're 4-5-1.
Yeah, and you could have done all of that and still had maybe the best pass rusher on the planet. You could have done all of it. You didn't have to make a dumb decision to then go add really good players to your team. And I think the frustration, at least to me, for this front office over a series of years is the lack of attempts like the ones that they deserve praise for now.
Right.
The lack of trading for an actual proven kick-butt commodity. When you have a weakness, they tend to try to fill those with your Jonathan Mingo trade, with your Kyer Elam, your Kenneth Murray. So I love the Quinnen Williams trade. I love the George Pickens trade. That's aggressive team building.
Right.
And I love it. It'd be more aggressive if you had done that without it being a response to the mistake you made first. Then we'd be cooking. Like I saw somebody like Micah Parsons here for 4 years. How far did that get you?
Right.
Yes, you can do that with every player who's played for the Cowboys for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean none of them were good? Because, I mean, if you're just playing an odds game here, I bet Quinnen Williams isn't going to win a Super Bowl here either. You going to tear him down when he's gone? For what? He's a monster. I'm glad he's here. I'm glad they made the Pickens trade. I'm glad they made the Quinnen Williams trade. I look forward to watching those guys play, and you should make sure that they're going to be here for a long time. And I hope Quinnen lets you make it for one off season. I hope. Because he's got 2 years left on his deal. If you could get him to just, come on, man, give us one more before you do that. But if not, that's fine too. Because what they don't tell you is if they extend Quinnen Williams, guess what? They now have more money to spend in the short term. If you choose to. It's just they don't always choose to. So yeah, I'm not gonna let people bring my mood down because Jerry's got them tricked into turning against people when they leave. I can exist in a world where I recognize this guy is one of the best pass rushers on the planet. This guy is one of the best defensive tackles on the planet. They're both really good at football. If I had to pick one, that's Clarence's fault for making me pick one, and I don't appreciate it. Did y'all pick one, or did I just me pick one?
Just told you.
I'm the only one who has to
but
pick.
I want to ask you a football player question. If you're building a defense, and I know, Jeff, don't look at the money. They look at what you want on your defense. You're building a 4-3 defense. And I've always said you really can't be a great defense without a horse in the middle. That's my philosophy. And I have my own football philosophy and things. I think you're building a defense. You want a dominant tackle or dominant edge rusher? I'm just asking.
Any day that ends with Y, I'm taking a dominant pass rusher.
Okay.
Any day that ends with Y, and twice on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not me saying, oh, Micah, any day that ends in Y, give me a dominant edge rusher because this is a passing league, and there's a reason like Jeff said, there's a reason why these dudes get paid the way they get paid because they have that level of impact on your football team. They just do, and they both will command a double team and triple team, but quarterbacks, offensive coordinators, head coaches that are offensively minded fear more. They have more fear for a dominant pass rusher than they do a dominant interior defensive lineman. They just do.
Right.
They just do.
Until Quinnen keeps giving everybody the business. And then
we'll just roll away from it.
I guess if you're building a team, I'm just saying that the Cowboys have had a dominant pass rusher. They could not find a dominant interior guy, right? And then
they didn't
to go
want
with
to.
Micah.
They didn't want to.
Well, they didn't want to.
They didn't want to because they're out there. Like
well, they try. I mean, Mozzie Smith, they were hoping was going to be. They failed. They failed a lot at trying to find that guy. They failed a lot, and I think I like that. Once you failed a lot, you don't just keep writing it out. Eventually, you go, "Oh, poopy, we just can't find a guy. Where is the one that we know? Go get him." I love that they did that.
Right.
Too often they just ride we used a first round pick on a guy.
Right.
And we just paid Osa $20 million. What do you mean? We're good on the interior. We got $20 million and a first round pick. And all it took was Jerry being desperate to be right about a mistake to get him to forget all that. And I'm glad. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, we got 7 games left. How many can the Cowboys win? It's a whiteboard Wednesday. How many are they going to win in the next 7? Put it in the chat. It's next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
Are you ready to level up your collection or get your trading card collection even started? Arena Club original slab packs bring the thrill of ripping packs combined with the power to buy, sell, or trade all in one place. Arena Club makes it easy to chase your grails, flip slabs, or keep the collection growing with the cards that you love. Get authentic, graded cards instantly on Arena Club. You decide. Hold, sell, have it shipped to you directly. You can also decide to take instant cash offers based on the market. It's just one click away. Cash in, no guesswork. With slab packs, you can rip wide range of packs starting at $25 and up. Every pack has a grail that is at least 20 times the price of the pack. That's where you want to go. With every slab, Arena Club will make an instant offer on your card based on its market value. Here's what you got to do. Right now, you get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/DLLS. Use that code DLLS at arenaclub.com.
Shout out to our friends at Prize Picks as well. You guys know that this week Cowboys got the Eagles, so I'll just go search out Jalen Hurts and I will say, what are the passing yards? I'll take less than. And if they could just give me an option for number of 1-yard runs due to being pushed by other people, I would take more than for that. And that's all you do at Prize Picks. You can do it as your favorite players. You can be a hater like me. You can do whatever you want, or just ones that you think this makes the most sense. I'm going to get this bad boy right. And all you do is you take stats and you say, I think this guy will have more or less than his projected stats. You combine those picks and then bang, you get them all right and you pay off the pool. That's the plan. Get this pool fund knocked out. Just got to get a couple of these things right. That's our friends at Prize Picks, who we do love very much. Download the app today. Use the code DLLS. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DLLS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right.
Oh, yeah. We're Whiteboard Wednesday.
It is the
Whiteboard Wednesday.
It is the DLLS Cowboys podcast, and it is a Whiteboard Wednesday. And I'll give you the schedule, folks in the chat, my friends, all my friends, even those of you who are rude to me. You're my friend. You may not want to be.
Are we still going to go like dub or L for each? Like, you going to go through the games?
I was thinking just a number. Just a number.
Okay.
And then if you want to walk me through it, you can. But I have the schedule for the Cowboys going forward. They're going to host the Eagles. They're going to host the Chiefs. They're going to go to Detroit. They're going to host the Vikings. They're going to host the Chargers. They're going to go at the Commanders, and they're going to go at the Giants. That is the 7 games. You're currently at 4-5-1.
Okay.
I believe that if you win 6 of the 7, you can make the postseason. That's what I believe. But my question to you, what I task you genius football men with, is how many of the last 7 games are the Dallas Cowboys going to win?
And before we do this, momentum matters, right?
Momentum.
I don't
You're the wrong person to ask. It's the wrong guy to ask.
Well, momentum matters.
It's the wrong guy to ask.
There's literally no such thing as momentum.
It's the wrong guy to ask.
If you lose, then we lost something.
There's no such thing as momentum.
We lost the screen, John.
We're on the
Okay.
air. We're cruising.
If
We
you
cruising.
lose the next 3,
Yep.
the ability to win after that goes down considerably. If you win the next 3 or 2 of the next 3, the confidence to win at the end, because the final 2 games against Washington Giants are wild cards because I don't know what they're going to be playing for.
Right.
If not playing for nothing,
But will that change?
then we may be changing quarterbacks. We may, looking for the future. I don't know. So that's why it's tough to just pick out a raw.
So you ask me a question that's going to turn the chat and the fan base against me. I ask you a question, and you don't want to answer it.
I'm gonna answer the question,
You don't
but
want
I'm gonna answer the question in the positive.
Let me help you
I'm gonna
answer
answer
the
the question
question.
in the positive.
They're going to beat Washington in New York, okay? Does that help you? They're going to. Because
What about
those
the
teams
Chargers?
are sunk. You might have something to play for, and even if you don't, it's not like they're going to bench Dak. So you're going to beat those 2 teams. I'm just going to give you that one. I gave you that one for free.
Okay, I'm gonna give you this one for free because I'm gonna make my prediction on a positive note. I'm gonna say the Cowboys beat Philadelphia this week.
You give me that one for free?
I'm gonna give them for free.
All right.
And if they beat Philadelphia, how does that change your outlook on the rest of the schedule? Because they beat Philadelphia, I think it changes how you view the ability to.
I think it'll be the greatest setup of all time. People will get so excited.
Oh my God!
And then they'll come up 1 game short. I'm telling you, they'll end 9-7-1, and they will just miss. But no, if they beat Philadelphia, I think, it makes you. This is and this happens a lot of weeks. I think this is a very turning point game in terms of if you lose it, you can basically put the nail in the coffin. And if you win it, you're going to be like, well, if we can beat the defending champs and they were 8-2, why can't I beat the Chiefs? Why can't I? And
All
hope
of
will be
that.
alive.
And the players, and listen, and the Cowboys gonna feel the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, we 1 game at a time. No, they look at it. They're taking stock in the schedule and where they are. It's that time of the year you have to.
Yep. How many are they going to win the rest of the way? Somebody said 4-2-1. They got another tie coming in. I like that.
Another tie. With who?
Yeah, which team is the tie? New York, last game of the season to get to 2 ties. 2 ties would be a good season. Jesse, you want to go? Oh, go ahead, Clarence. Go ahead, Clarence.
I got them winning 5 more.
Okay.
So
You got to show the board. It's a whiteboard Wednesday.
Well, I was trying to count them. I just got 5 marks.
Okay. Got some
I'm just because I was trying to go by game by game.
He's in prison counting days. The 5th one should be a cross.
The last mark goes across the
The
final
5th
4.
one should be across 4 of them.
Fine.
That's 6 now.
I got 6.
He's just counting days in prison.
I got them.
It's got to go over all the marks.
I'm counting down the days till Jeff gets into his draft talk.
You
Okay?
got 5.
I got 5 more. And again, that's based on them beating Philadelphia.
Ali,
I'm with you. 4-5-1. They finished 9-7-1.
that is going to be a heartbreaking record. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, it doesn't look good,
That
does it?
is going to be.
It doesn't. No, I'm with y'all. Look, Philadelphia is their
going
offense.
17-6.
Their offense is what, Jeff?
Who? Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Boo boo, trash,
But
bad,
Their offense is.
bad.
Falling apart.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole
Lord.
team's falling apart. But yeah, the
Oh,
offense.
no,
Yeah,
that
the
defense.
offense is bad.
So that tie's going to help them. The 9-7-1 might get them in.
No, I don't. I think you got to get to 10-6-1.
If their offense continues that downward trajectory against Dallas, and then Dallas has the big plays on offense as well, they can win this game. I have them losing the 2 to Detroit or KC Detroit. Minnesota's got QB problems, protection issues, penalty issues. The Chargers, they've lost to Washington, New York. They got spanked by Jacksonville. They've let Tennessee, Miami hang in there with them. We're not buying into the Chargers. And then Washington and Giants are a clear transition mode looking into next year. And we don't know if Jaden's even playing football again this year too. So,
Or if it matters if he does. Just being honest. Just being honest. What you
Doesn't
think,
really
Jesse?
I'm from the north, but I'm gonna say it like I'm from the south.
Okay.
Four.
How do they say foe in
You
the
say
north?
4, we say four.
Foe.
You say more, we say mo.
Foe.
Four.
FOMO.
FOMO. Not FOMO.
Fear of
Which
missing
foe?
out.
Which foe? Which
not-
foe?
FOMO.
FOMO.
Which foe?
What? That they gonna win?
Yeah.
Who's the L here?
Well, you have to be careful now. It's an oblong ball. It's hard to predict.
They're gonna
one.
win. Giants,
Okay.
Okay.
Washington,
Okay.
Chargers,
Okay.
Vikings.
That's it.
Four.
So this week's
That's
not a
four.
win.
So they're going to go on a 3-game losing streak,
Starting
and then they're going to rally
and
and win 4 of the last. What?
But it's not really rallying. It's just beating the worst teams after
Yeah.
you lost to the better teams.
and that's gonna set this thing off to the offseason.
I also went with foe.
Yeah, you went with
Two
that.
I
fours,
wrote
2
Dak,
5s.
and then I put a
Dak.
bunch of 4s up there.
Damn.
And
Which 4?
see,
Hold up.
here's-
Yeah, which 4? Because if you say lost this week, after all the stuff you've been saying on the Philly,
Which 4?
They could lose to Philly.
No.
Which
He asked
four?
you what for?
They could lose to Philly.
Which 4 they going to win, man?
So I'm more of a data-driven man. I don't believe in predicting each individual game.
here we go.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to predict chunks, okay?
chunks.
Because there's variance in the way that football teams play. Eagles, Chiefs, and at Lions, I believe that the Cowboys will lose 2 of those 3, and I believe they'll win 1 of those 3. Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, and Giants, I believe they'll win 3 of those games, and I believe they'll lose 1 of those games. I can't tell you for sure if it'll be the Vikings or the Chargers that they lose to, but I can't predict them to just suddenly become this juggernaut that every average team, they're just going to go out there and whoop everybody. I think against 3 good teams, you'll get 1 of them. You'll get 1 of them. And then against the 4, couple of iffies and couple of bads, I think you'll get 3 of them. I think for the rest of the season, they will play as if they're a good football team. But what they need to play as is a great, perhaps dominant football team if they're going to accomplish the goal.
If I have to choose between like that 3-game losing streak, like between Eagles, Chiefs, and Lions, this is just my personal opinion. If I have to pick which one of those teams that they would actually beat, it would be the Chiefs.
I believe that too.
It would be the Chiefs. That would be the one team I look at in those 3 games and I go, that's the game that if there's a surprise win out of these next 3 games, for me it's the Chiefs.
And that's just it, because I think they beat the Eagles. Jeff really thinks they beat the Eagles. He just don't want to say it. You know, he one of those.
Now, the
falling apart.
Eagles, even while they're falling apart, they
Okay.
annoyingly stumble drunk
I
into
know, but
winning at the end.
they should have beat them week 1. See them have those drop passes. See doesn't have those drop passes. But if they beat the Eagles,
You're talking about a dominant interior defensive lineman. They were short an interior defensive lineman.
Yeah,
That's
they
a
didn't have
dominant.
Jalen Carter on
They
the
didn't
field.
have Jalen Carter because he couldn't keep his bodily fluids in his mouth.
I'm just saying, if they beat the Eagles, I think they beat the Chiefs.
How does one?
If they beat both,
But-
I think they make the playoffs.
Exactly.
Explain to me how does one correlate with the other?
I believe in momentum. I think the confidence matters.
Okay.
I think they're building something. And you talk about this defense. If defense is trending, if this defense, truly is getting better, and the way the Chiefs are playing, I mean, their offense is funky, and with they have no running game at all, and so their offense is funky. The momentum they can build over the next 2 weeks. If they beat the Eagles, I think they have a really good chance of beating the Chiefs. I don't think
So
they
now
can
if
beat
they
Detroit.
lose to the Eagles, are you saying that they're going to lose to the Chiefs as well?
Yeah,
Okay. So you're riding the momentum wave. That's
Yeah.
you're momentum surfing right now.
I'm not surfing. I'm just saying that this team has been up and down. This team has
Right.
been up and down all year. And there's some. Yes, if they beat the Eagles, they're beating the Chiefs. They lose to the Eagles,
2 things.
might be a 3-game losing streak.
2 things. Number one, let's not forget they need help along the way because Green Bay's got to lose. You're talking wild card. Like you're saying, this is a wild card team still. Like
Yeah,
help
well,
is
I'm
still needed along the
projecting
way,
what
though.
I think the other teams are going to do,
Right.
and I think that the worst record in the NFC playoffs is going to be 10-7. I think that'll be the worst record in the playoffs. So I think you have to get to 10-6-1 to get in.
Other thing, if you do beat the Eagles and then you beat the Chiefs, are they back in the race of the NFC East?
No.
If you beat the Eagles and you beat the Chiefs,
you're still 3
puts the Eagles
games-
at 3
you're still-
losses. I don't think the Eagles will lose more than 5.
You're
so I
still
don't
3
think you'll
games
get
behind the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I don't think that you'll. I don't
Okay.
think you'll be a threat to catch them. But
You
Still a
need,
chance.
you need the Eagles to lose Detroit.
You do.
You
needed that one. You needed that one. You did.
well, they'll fall apart somewhere. It just matter, But they're mostly going to fall apart in a postseason game against a pretty average team that's going to dog walk them. That's probably what's going to happen to Philly. And then A.J. Brown will demand a trade, and we'll see if Jalen Hurts presses charges for A.J. striking him in a moment of violence. And that'll be fun to watch. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, let's take a little look at the Philadelphia Eagles, who they play on Sunday. Plus, I got a couple of random nuggets for you. It's next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Sign up to be a diehard. We sure would appreciate it. Boy, we got some special things creeping up on you. Stay tuned to the broadcast as we do have some very special diehard situations approaching. But we want you to sign up to be a diehard because it gets you the hookup in a lot of different ways. One, I know a lot of you, I was at the Stars game last night. I know a lot of you are diehards of all of your DFW teams. If that's the case, this is the best one-stop shop for everything you need to know about all of your teams. Beat writers for every team that are writing about this team. We've got our newsletter. We do 5 shows a week. Some of that stuff is diehard-only content because you know what? People got to make a living. You know what? So we're looking for your support. But yeah, we've got all of your teams covered. Once you become a diehard, no ads on the website anymore. That's nice. Once you become a diehard, you do get to select a free t-shirt from our merch store, which that is nice. I got that 88 Club shirt. Jesse's got the Dim Boys shirt. Clarence is rocking Dallas versus all y'all today. Ali's got on the black and white DLLS Skyline t-shirt. A lot of cool options for you. You pick one of those for free. Pick one of those two if you're a more colorful person. Get you a little bright red with old what's-his-butt walking around with that cool cowboy hat on, even though it kind of looks like a mailbox flag on the side of it. But I do like that shirt, and I kind of want it. Yeah, you get a t-shirt when you sign up, and that's wonderful. 88 Club, Jesse's sporting it, not on his shirt, but on his whiteboard, which is nice. And you get into our Discord. The Discord's a lot of fun. Just if there's whatever game is going on, you jump in the Mavericks channel or the Stars channel, and you're chatting with other fans in there. The college football one's always cranked up. That's fun. People are sharing recipes in the food channel. That's nice. I get book recommendations from our book one. You got TV and movies, all sorts of stuff. To be with like-minded DFW diehard sports fans, so sign up for that. Do it today. Also, go to alldlls.com/newsletter if you're looking for the bang, bang each morning to keep you caught up with your DFW sports happenings. It is the DLLS Cowboys podcast, and I think we've kind of gotten started on that in the last segment because the Philadelphia game is going to be a big one this Sunday. Cowboys take on the Philadelphia Eagles with the season on the line, basically. And it could be the beginning of the Eagles falling apart, starting to affect their record, Jesse brought it up yesterday. I got to ask you this, because the Eagles aren't good. The quarterback's not good. The wide receivers are incredible, but because the quarterback's not good, neither one of them gets to be incredible all that often unless it's single coverage because everyone's in the box and he can throw to his first read. Then you're in trouble. Watch out for slants, posts, flies, and dig routes.
It's kind of what we run.
Yeah, a little bit. But the difference is that you have a quarterback that's capable of going, nope,
Yeah,
no,
that's
no,
true.
That is
yes.
very true.
That's very
Whereas
true.
Jalen goes,
Quarterback
and he
matters.
goes, huh? And he goes, no, and he goes,
And then it takes
And
off.
then takes off. Yep.
yeah. He does a little. He gets into the Clarence. He gets into the Tasmanian Devil situation after that first read.
All he does is win, baby.
Can the Cowboys stop the push? We got Clinton. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Jesse, I believe you referred to them as the best equipped. Like, if it's doable, you are the best equipped.
I was asking because I thought about it. I was laying in bed at night
Thinking about
thinking about it.
sport.
Tush push. You think about tush push late at night? Well, you think about the tush push or a tush push?
I spend a lot of time thinking
Pushing
about
and tushing.
I spend a lot of time thinking tush.
Yeah. So when you look at where the Cowboys have their defensive line now, and when you get into these situations, I mean, if I'm Matt Eberflus, I'm putting together a defense that I can go out there and say, hey, when they get into these 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3s, 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s, I'm marching out there, Toya, Clark, Osa,
Quinnen.
And I want to.
That gives you 4.
Oh, and now we can add.
Well, you won't be running out Toya. I bet he'll be inactive. I bet you'll be running out Solomon Thomas.
If Solomon Thomas is not, if he's in the Solomon Thomas, and they just activated Perion Winfrey.
Well, if there's ever a day to carry 5 D tackles on the active roster for potentially like 6 plays in the game, this is kind of it.
This is it. You talked about it. Like, they get anywhere near. You said that they've pushed their way to the Super Bowl. If you get anywhere near it, and now in the red zone and short yardage, Sirianni's going for it. He's going to go for it more often than not.
That's because it's mostly guaranteed. Like, it's so rare that gets stopped.
I asked the chat, do you believe that the Cowboys are now firmly equipped to be the team to actually have the assets up front to negate, stop, and maybe they'll do it every time, but in that critical moment, do they have the horses up front to be the tush-push stoppers? Does the tush-push come to Dallas and get stuffed?
And how much the fact that Lane Johnson is out impacts their ability to tush-push?
I don't think a lot because, I mean, Lane's
tackle, but I mean, he will sometimes get off to the right. But
it's
it
more
matters,
so center
but not a ton.
Guard.
Yeah.
Not necessarily
center guard, quarterback, and the 17 people behind him.
Right.
I will guess, and I don't, just to be clear here, I'm an objective non-journalist, okay? I'm a fan, but also an objective analyst of the game. I don't think they'll stop the tush push because no one does. But to your point, they're as well equipped. If it's doable, they've got as good a shot as anybody. I just kind of think it's not doable. I think you have a better chance of them actually calling them for a false start than of stopping them from getting 24 inches. Because unfortunately, they are really good at it. Other teams try it, and their linemen just don't get as low. They don't stay as low. Their quarterback isn't as strong in the lower body. A lot of other teams just can't do this. And it's really, really hard to stop. I want the league to stop it. And not because I think it needs to be stopped, but because it's the team in our division that does it the best. So I want them to stop it for that reason. And I think that would be nice. I don't think they can stop it. But I'd like to see it. It would be amazing. What if they won the game on a tush-push stop?
On the fourth.
Like the Cowboys are up by 4. It's on the goal line. It's fourth and goal. And 2 feet. Push. They tush-push, and you stuff it and then kneel out the clock. That would be an amazing way to end
That's possible, though.
That would be amazing.
That scenario that you just put together, not a far-fetched scenario.
That would be amazing. It's 24-20. They're
that
on the
would
one.
be
you say
24-20?
No, sir.
It's a little too much points for that Eagles offense.
Oh, they average 23 a game. I think they could get to 20. That was going to be – so my next question actually was going to be, do you think the Cowboys can hold the Philadelphia Eagles to 24 or less?
I think
because if you do, I believe you win the game.
I think the Eagles can keep the Eagles to 24 or less.
They average 23 a game. They give up 20 a game. I think the Cowboys will do better than the Eagles average defensively. I think they'll go over 20. The Cowboys, you can realistically get 24 to 27, maybe more. Can you hold them to 20 to 23?
And we also have to look at, because we faced the Eagles week 1 of the season, right? And we all know this, is that teams get better as the year goes on.
Yeah.
Right. They figure out who they are.
Unless they're falling apart.
Unless they're falling apart. They were without Jalen Carter. Now you can say or feel however you want to feel. You can't cheer and say that Quinnen Williams makes that much of a difference for this defense, and not say that Jalen Carter doesn't make that much of a difference for that defense. Right?
Well, Quinnen is better. It might be incremental, but he's better.
I mean, what's the margin on that?
7%, 6.5%.
So I'm just saying, like you can't say with the same tongue that Quinnen Williams, being an interior defensive lineman, a really, really, really good one, impacts the defense the way that he does for the Cowboys defense. And then on the other side of your mouth, you say,
he makes a big difference.
Well, Jalen Carter being here doesn't make a difference.
No, he makes a big difference.
That made a difference. That made a difference in everything, how they do things, how you block things up front, how things were able to get done up front, right? They've gotten better. So now you can also say CD probably doesn't drop 4 passes in that game. George Pickens is playing at a different level.
Right?
He did, yep.
Ferg dropped a touchdown, right?
Yep.
And then they fumbled.
Yeah, Miles
If I remember
Sanders had the
right.
fumble.
Yeah.
Sanders had the fumble. Yep.
So there are differences both positively on both sides of the ball, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's going to be a good game. Will the Cowboys score 30 plus? I don't know. Will the Eagles get over 23? I don't know. It's going to be a good game. And these are one of those games where you like to have, well, this is a type of game where I start looking at, all right, player for player. How do these rosters break down player for player? And are there any distinct advantages throughout it all? Because that's going to be the significant difference.
They're probably better at early in the season. I would have said that the Eagles have a way better roster. Now I'm doing this very quickly in my head, but I would guess you'd probably say they're better at linebacker and in the secondary. They're not better than you on the D-line anymore, I don't think. They're not the same pass rushing team that they were. They don't have the same pass rushers they had. Lane Johnson out. I don't know if they have a better offensive line than you. Receivers a wash. They both got two monsters.
They have a better
running back.
Okay, they have a better running back.
Well, technically, I mean, a lot of people like to point to stats with running backs. Currently, Saquon's a 3.8 yard per carry back. Is he not good anymore? I don't know.
I
don't know.
Let's not go there.
Damn the stats. Eagles have a better running back. That's my problem. Listen, I love Javonte Williams, what he's done. He's got a lot of success against light boxes. But let's not act like he's one of the best backs in the league.
He's over a yard per carry better.
Just because his numbers say
he's over a yard per carry better.
Let's not act like.
No, Saquon's incredible. That's where the Eagles are this year, and they're very fortunate to be sneaking out all of these close wins because teams they're saying we're going to try our darndest to not let that dude beat us, and they're holding Saquon down really well. Most teams are, and then Jalen Hurts is still less than 200 yards a game passing. Right. Despite the fact that we are putting everything in front of here to try to take away Saquon, and you have two Pro Bowlers, he's getting less than 200 yards through the air. And part of that is that they're able to keep it tight, and they don't have to.
Right.
And I think they're comfortable in that. As a champion who knows you have the best short yardage offense, like I think they're very comfortable not opening it up. And like it's 13-10, that's cool. Let me know when there's 5 minutes left.
When your defense is playing that well, you don't have to take the risk.
Yeah.
You just go, all right, cool. We punt it, and now you have to drive 70, 80, 90 yards the opposite way against that defense. And most teams can't.
We got the super chats going here. Ozzy's in there. Hit the like button for us, please. I'll see if we can get to 160 by the end of the show. It'd be nice for us. At this rate, CD going to have to come off that 88 and give it to GP. Hashtag Mugaletta.
Mugaletta. Okay.
We're not doing this. Actually, you're welcome to fan however you want. Me, I'm going to enjoy having two stud receivers. I enjoy having Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark and Osa looking good in their first game playing with them. I'm just going to enjoy the good things we have. I don't insist on division.
I mean, Pro Football Talk put out a story yesterday. The Cowboys going to make a decision on CD and Pickens, you know.
There is no decision.
And there are people that think they're going to have to get rid of Pickens. I mean,
That's
CD.
PFT
Can
for
I
you,
help
man.
everybody real quick?
That's PFT for you.
Can I help everybody real quick? Florio's a troll. He's a clickbait guy.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's like in the fantasy world we're creating it's like, oh man, if you think Pickens is better and I want to give Pickens all the money and I'm going to get rid of CD, it's impossible. Guys, after they get paid, the amount of guarantees there, if you wanted to, because you're a psycho, trade CD Lamb, then you would be eating like, I don't know, $60 million in that year's cap to not have him on the team. You're not doing that.
Nope.
So why don't you just go ahead and be happy and enjoy the fact that CD is about to put $130 on Philadelphia. How about that? Kerry Matthews is in the super chat. I'm with Chill. We're losing the rest of the season. I don't think Clarence said that. I think you super chatted and misrepresented my guy.
Y'all do it all the time, so hey.
I don't super chat to do it. Okay. I do that for free.
Okay, there you go.
Uptown Degree is in the super chat. Was it just me or did Tyler Guyton play really well against the Raiders? We may have to sneak that in tomorrow. That was going to be one of my nuggets of the day because I believe you're right. And I believe not only was Tyler Guyton better against the Raiders, first clean sheet of the season, I believe, when it comes to pressures. Tyler Guyton, 0. I think the last month he's played pretty well. And I have seesawed on this thing between hope and with him, and I'm just going to stand firmly on until there is very strong evidence to the contrary. He's going to be all right. Tyler Guyton's going to be all right, and Tyler Guyton might be good.
Boxing out in the rain, baby. Boxing out in the rain.
What's that mean?
Remember this summer he had the video of him boxing outside in the rain? I think it was rain.
Oh, I mean,
he was preparing for the
He did yoga and stuff. I like that too.
Yeah.
I think I think Tyler Guyton is going to be fine, and I think that everything that he is doing is headed in the right direction, which I think is nice. My one other random nugget of the show: Brevin Spanford keeps blocking the hell out of people, and the Cowboys keep playing Luke Schoonmaker more snaps than Brevin Spanford, and I think we could change that, Dallas, if you wanted to. Go ahead and let the other guy play. Maybe they just think he can't catch a lick, and it's like, well, if we're calling pass plays, we don't trust you.
That former
Schoonmaker
second-round
can't
pick
catch a lick
talking.
either. He dropped one in the game.
What's that?
I said Schoonmaker can't catch a lick either.
That's true. It's true. Let's go ahead and get us some more Spanford. And yes, Tyler Guyton's getting better. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. We're getting ready to whoop the Eagles this weekend. It's going to be good. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
I like big backs.
We all silly like the mayor.